Hello friend, welcome back to Recap Legends. Today I am going to explain a recently launched movie named Uncharted. Basically, the story of this movie has been taken from a game whose name is also Uncharted. But before explaining the movie, I would like to request that if you have come to our channel for the first time, then definitely subscribe to our channel so that you can easily get the explanation video of each type of movie. So at the beginning of this film, we can see the main character of this movie, whose name was Nate, who was hanging in the air with the support of a plane and trying to escape from the goons behind him. He somehow manages to get on the plane to save himself from those goons, but the very next moment someone hits him with a car and knocks him down again. As Nate falls in the air, the film's scene is set back 15 years ago, and we are shown two brothers who entered in a museum to steal a map. The elder brother's name was Sam and the younger brother's name was Nathan Drakes, whom people affectionately called as Nate. Basically, the map that the brothers had gone to steal was the first map in the world to be created by pirates. But as they both try to steal the map, its security alarm turns on and they are both caught by the cop. Actually, Sam and Nate did not have parents, due to which they both grew up in orphanages. Meanwhile, we come to know that Sam tried to steal that map several times, because Sam and Nate belonged to a family of pirates, and the secret of a huge treasure was hidden in that map. Due to the conspiracy between the policeman and the orphanage, Sam used to leave again and again from prison, but this time the enough had gone over the limit, so the superior of the orphanage tells the policeman that now Sam has become younger, so you leave Nate in orphanage and take Sam from here. But Sam does not want to catch himself over to the police, and he decides to run away. Then he goes to his room on the pretext of packing his cloth. On which Nate says that I cannot live without you. Take me with you too. After which Sam gives her a locket, a lighter, and a letter too, and says keep it with you. It will not let you miss me, and one day I must come back. And then Sam runs away from the orphanage. After Sam's departure, when Nate shows the lighter's light on that letter, some message starts appearing in it, in which it was written that we are from the family of pirates and we will definitely meet back. The next scene we are shown is 15 years later, where Nate had grown up quite young and wiser, and he used to do some heists as well as work in a bar. But one day while Nate is working in his bar, a person comes to meet him, whose name is Victor. As soon as Victor comes to Nate, he says that just now I have seen you stealing that lady's bracelet, but I have nothing to do with it. I have come here for you for some special work. On this Nate says that for what purpose have you come? After listening to him, Victor tells him that I know your brother and I want your help in finding a treasure here, and in return, I want to make you a partner in my work. But Nate ignores her words and asks Victor to leave. On hearing her, Victor starts leaving, but on the way, Victor steals the bracelet from Nate's pocket and leaves his visiting card in its place. After he leaves, when Nate sees Victor's visiting card instead of the bracelet in his pocket, he goes to Victor's room to get that bracelet. In the next scene, we see that Nate reaches that address to meet Victor, and then he sees the same map in Victor's house that Sam tried to steal several times in his childhood. After this, Victor also goes there and Nate talks to him to return his bracelet. Nate also tells Victor that this map is the same map, due to which many people had been doing many rounds of the whole world in search of a treasure ship. But no one got anything, and after all, it is all a story of nonsense. Then Victor says that I agree that you and your brother Sam have a lot of information about that treasure, but you are a novice in this matter. Nate is about to leave Victor's house with the bracelet when Victor talks about making her his partner again and asks him to help him to find the treasure. After that he shows a book and says that this ship which is in this book is not a normal ship, but it is a very old ship which is worth about 500 crores and the treasure of crores is hidden in that ship. Now that Nate had so much information about the treasure, that's why he offers Nate to work with him. But Nate ignores his words and leaving from there, on which Victor says remember if you reach that treasure then you will also get your brother Sam. But ignoring his words, Nate goes to his room and starts reminiscing the moment by seeing the postcard, which was sent through his brother Sam. After which Nate wears the necklace which was given by his brother Sam, and after this Nate calls Victor and tells him that he is ready to work with him. Actually, Nate became ready to work with Victor due to his brother, because he wanted to fulfill his brother's dream. From here the scene of the movie shifts and we can see Victor and Nate together. Here Victor tells Nate that he will need 2 keys to reach the treasure, and he also tells him that one of them is with a friend of mine, but we have to steal the other key during the auction. After which both of them reach the auction, and during a little fight, Victor steals the key that looks like a holy cross. But when Victor is coming out after stealing the key inside the company, a dangerous-looking girl named Brad attacks him and says him to give me that key. Actually, Brad was doing all this at the behest of his boss, Santiago Moncada, and she was also Victor's old enemy, and before that, she had also been Victor's girlfriend. When both of them were fighting with each other, at the same time some guards come there. Taking advantage of this, Victor manages to escape by taking the key from there. Upon receiving the key, Victor and Nate go to Barcelona, where he meets a girl named Fraser. Fraser already knew Victor, but she didn't know Nate, and asked Victor, "Who is this model?" Victor tells her that he is an old friend of mine. After that, Nate came to know that one of the keys was not in the custody of Victor, but the key is with Fraser. And after knowing this, Nate tells Victor, "Why did you lie to me?" On which Fraser starts making fun of Nate and says maybe you don't know Victor very well. Victor and Nate start arguing with each other. At the same time Fraser steals the second key from Nate's bags and starts running away. To which Victor says that I am old. I am not going to chase her. You go and snatch that key from her and get it back. After which Nate starts chasing Fraser, and a game of mouse and cat ensues between them. Then Fraser was about to run away with his car when Nate and Victor comes in front of his car and her that if you want all the treasure, then it is okay. You take the key, but only Nate knows how and where to use the key. Hearing this, Fraser agrees to work with both of them. After this Fraser goes to her home where Nate states that according to his theory, many years ago those 18 people hide those treasures in a church. After which all 3 of them reach that church. On reaching there, Nate reads his brother's postcard, which tells him to be in the right place. After this, all 3 of them secretly go to the basement of the church, where they found a place to put the key, which was under an idol. Nate tells Victor to look in the book and tell him which way to rotate the key. Victor reads in the book and tells that both the keys have to be rotated clockwise simultaneously. But as soon as you do this, arrows start coming out of that statue. But the good thing is that no one is harmed in any way. After which Nate and Fraser take the risk and rotate that key anti-clockwise, and then a path comes out from behind that idol, which was going through a cave. After this Nate tells Victor that according to the guideline codebook, there must be 2 ways to reach the treasure, so we have to go through 2 ways, not 1 way. That's why Fraser and I will go through this cave and you will go through another cave which is outside the church. After this Nate connects itself to Victor's GPS, so that they don't get separated, and then Nate and Fraser start to enter in the cave. On which Victor says yes go. Now you have changed the party, and also suggests not to do romance inside the cave. While going inside that cave, they both reach in a bar through the way of a cave, where there was another secret door, which no one knew about that door. Suddenly Moncada's men came there and attack both of them before they can go inside the secret door, after which Nate starts fighting with that man to stop him, and during this fight, Fraser tries to open that secret door. As soon as the door is opened, Fraser and Nate entered in the secret door. After going inside, they both see another door which could have been opened with the key which looks like as a holy cross. As soon as Nate tries to open that door after going inside, water starts filling in that room, due to which both of them get stuck in the same room. Now it happens that this door could open completely only when the door would open from the other side with the help of another key. And that door would open from the other side only when the Vector would come to that door and put its key. Victor was about to open the door from the other side when Brad comes over there, and then a fierce fight starts between them. Here Fraser and Nate were about to fall unconscious by drowning in the water. At the same time Victor makes Brad unconscious and puts the key there. Because of this Nate and Fraser get out safely from that room. Now it was the turn to enter the final door, but no one could understand how it would open. Victor was able to see him from outside of the cave, but he could not help both of them by coming inside the cave. Then Nate takes up his mind and tells Fraser to get another key from Victor, but Victor does not believe both of them and refuses to give the second key. Then after some time, he gives that key because he had no other option. Nate sees that a symbol was made on that door, and then when he finds both the keys, that key is made in the shape of the same symbol, because of which those people open that door too. As soon as they go inside, they see 3 big pots and Victor is shouting from outside, "Has he found the treasure?" On which Nate says that cannot stop a little. After then Nate lifts the Fraser upwards to check the pot, and when Fraser looks inside that pot, only salt is visible from inside, which means that there is no treasure here. But as soon as the Fraser removes the lid of that pot, the pot starts to crack, and in no time the whole pot breaks and falls apart. Then a map emerges from inside it, which is the real map of the treasure. After this Nate starts looking at the map when Fraser points the gun at him and says, "You are very stupid. Why do you think Victor has told every truth about Sam?" And then attacks Nate's head and knocks him unconscious, and runs away with the map. Now when Victor arrives in search of Nate, he finds that Nate is unconscious, and Fraser has cheated both of them and has run away from there. Nate comes to his senses and asks Victor, "Where is my brother and what have you hidden from me?" On this, Victor starts to tell him everything about Sam. Victor tells him that, 2 years ago Sam and I went out to find the treasure, for which we had to steal this book. We both stole the book, but as soon as we came out, the people of Moncada started firing at us, in which Sam got shot and Sam died. Nate gets very angry after hearing all this, and he says that money really makes a person blind. "You left my brother to die, and now you are using me to access this treasure. I never thought that you could fall to such an extent." After which Victor says, "Yes, okay, I admit that I lied to you. But Sam also wanted that after his death, you should fulfill that dream." After which Nate tells him, "Okay, I will reach that treasure for my brother's sake, and then after that, you're on your way and I'm on my way." On the other hand, we see Fraser with that map next to Moncada, which means that she was working for Moncada by deceiving Victor and Nate. Moncada tells Brad that from today you will work under Fraser. And then with this, Moncada leaves by airplane in search of treasure with his entire team. When Moncada was going in search of treasure with his entire team, he starts to give a lecture and say that, for a long time the treasure belongs to his family which was lost, and I am going to get it back. Then we see Brad, who gets angry after hearing Moncada's lecture and cuts his throat with the help of a knife. She was really a witch, who swallowed her own boss. After killing Moncada, Fraser understands that she will kill her too, so she hides himself in that plane to save her life. Hereafter killing Moncada, not finding Fraser there, Benda orders his men to find her and kill her. Upon receiving the order from Benda, his men set out to find Fraser, but not find Fraser there. They think that Fraser may have escaped by jumping off the plane, but Fraser is still hiding on the same plane. Meanwhile, we see Nate and Victor, which had also come on the plane by hiding in the backside of a car, for stealing the treasure map. On the other side, Brad and his men are on the hunt for Fraser, taking advantage of which they both steal the map. Meanwhile, Brad's eyes fall on Fraser and she starts firing on him. Taking advantage of this, Victor tells Nate to jump off the plane and run away, but Nate had to avenge his brother's death. That's why he stops on the plane to kill Brad. After this, a fight ensues between Brad and Nate, and taking advantage of this fight, Fraser hides in a car. During this fight, Nate got stuck in the cargo box which was hanging outside the plane, but he somehow saves himself, and as soon as he enters the plane, at the same time Fraser also jumps from the plane along with the car to save himself. Due to which, after colliding with that car, Nate also starts falling down along with Fraser, and after a while they both land in the middle of the sea. Then they leave there and reach a beach and stay in a hotel there. As soon as they go to the hotel, both of them try to understand that map, but when Fraser does not understand anything, she goes to sleep comfortably. But after working hard overnight, Nate found a clue from the postcard, which was usually sent by his brother, and after finding the clue, he become able to understand that map, and after this, he then writes the coordination of that map on a note. Early in the morning, when Nate was sleeping, Fraser sees that Nate has made a note by understanding the map, and then she cleverly steals that note and goes out alone in search of that treasure. But when Nate opens his eyes in the morning, he sees that the note is missing from there and starts smiling seeing this. Actually, Nate had mentioned the wrong location on that note and the original location was in his pocket. In the next scene, we see Nate take a motorboat to the location, which was in a cave in Ireland, but Brad was also watching him standing far away. After reaching there, he reaches near the ship, in whose search so many people had lost their lives. As soon as Nate goes inside that ship, he found a lot of gold. That's when Victor also comes there from behind and say, "Hi Chihote." On listening Victor's voice suddenly, Nate gets scared and says how did you come here? So Victor tells him, have you forgotten? You had connected my GPS to your phone's GPS. After this, both people start to see all the treasures there. Meanwhile, Brad also follows Nate and reaches that treasure and starts looking for the treasure by climbing on the ship. Seeing Brad there, Victor and Nate hide in a cabin. Brad gets happy seeing the treasure on the ship and says that we will take this ship with us along with the treasure from here because this ship is antique and its value will also be in crores. After this, with the help of a helicopter, Brad starts taking both the ships which were full of treasures. Seeing the treasure running out of his hands, Victor and Nate decide to hijack the helicopter itself, after which they both attack Brad's men together. After this fight they both take possession of a ship and start taking the helicopter in the other direction. Brad gets angry seeing this and starts following Victor with the help of another helicopter. Meanwhile, Brad tries to attack Nate and Victor to take possession of the other helicopter, but seeing her helicopter, Nate shoots that helicopter into the air with the help of a cannon, due to which, the helicopter sinks into the sea along with the ship. But Brad somehow manages to jump onto Nate's ship and tells Nate that, what cannot be mine, cannot belong to anyone else, and as soon as she speaks, she opens the anchor of the ship and throws it into the sea, due to which the ship and helicopter stucks into the mid of sea, and Sheep starts to release from the grip of the Sheep helicopter, while on the other hand Nate and Brad try to climb into the helicopter to save themselves. Here Victor was also trying to fly up the helicopter in some way. But seeing Brad climb towards the helicopter behind Nate, Victor throws a bag toward Brad, due to which Brad falls into the sea and she dies there and then somehow Victor drags Nate to the helicopter and saves his life. On the other hand, Victor gets sad on seeing the ship sinking in the sea. Then Nate says why are you getting sad? I have something for you and then Nate gives him a lot of gold from his pocket, and then both of them start going happily. At the end of the movie, we see Fraser on a motorboat who was chasing Nate and Victor. Actually, Nate had made a fool of Fraser by giving her the wrong coordination of treasure and Fraser was abusing both from below. And in the next scene, we see Nate's brother Sam was still alive, who was in a prison. With this scene, the movie ends at this. Thank you, and if you like our explanation then please subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.